I'm going to record. Okay. So if you don't know me, my name is Stephanie Falstich. I am a Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. That just means that I love it a whole lot. Plexus has definitely changed my life in the last year and a half that I have been using the products. I suffered with rheumatoid arthritis for about 7 years before I found Plexus. And I have now been off of all of my prescription rheumatoid medications for over a year now, which is absolutely amazing. Amazing. I never, ever thought that that would be able to happen. And I'm doing things now that I was doing before the arthritis hit. Like I'm able to run again, and I ran in a 5K for Thanksgiving. I'm able to do yoga again. I had to give that up because I couldn't hold myself up on my wrists anymore. So these have been just really monumental things for me. And that is what really ignited my passion for Plexus. Why I kind of dove into it and wanted to find out more about the products and what is it that, you know, how exactly are these things working? How is this happening? So, and then in that, I just started talking about it. And so here we are. And you'll meet some of my friends on here tonight. We're going to meet some new friends together. These things are just a lot of fun whenever we can get together and we're able to share about the health issues that we struggle with. And then you're going to hear from some people that have just amazing testimonies of how they have been able to overcome those struggles. And it just truly, truly inspiring. So, without further ado, let's dive into our pink drink. If you have one with you, we'll mix them up together. If you don't have one, it's totally okay. You'll learn about it tonight, okay? And if you don't have a sample yet, we'll get you a sample, or we'll get you hooked up with how to get some in your hands, okay? There's two different kinds of Slim. This short one is called Slim Microbiome Activating. It's full of prebiotics that feed your gut. And then this longer one is called Slim Hunger Control. It also has prebiotics in it, but it also has a prebiotic filler that helps you to feel fuller longer. And so it helps with some of that appetite control. Both of them still do the same things with helping to balance your blood sugar and a few other things I'll get into, but let's get these puppies mixed up. So you'll see people kind of mix these up a whole host of different ways. Amy's got hers. I normally do the hunger control, and I have heard that that's what is recommended for people with autoimmune diseases. I know it works for me. Some people do better with the microbiome activating. I empty mine into my glass first because of the added fiber that's in the hunger control. It will tend to clump. So I put it in my glass first, and then I add the water. And just stir, stir, stir while I'm mixing it up, and I never have any issues. There is a difference in the flavor of our two Slims. So here's my hunger control. And this one tastes like an old school pink lemonade. It's a raspberry, citrusy. I love it. It's really good. The microbiome activating tastes like watermelon. This is really super good. And you'll meet, like, everybody does a different one, and it's totally okay. So pinkies up, my friends. That's good. Now I mix mine up first, and then he's doing a happy dance. And then if you prefer yours chilled or with ice, add the ice after you get it mixed up, and it'll mix up better for you. That's my helpful tip. But you can drink this at any time of the day. So don't worry about that it's 8 o'clock at night and we're drinking this now. There's no caffeine in this. There's no stimulants. This is all plant-based, all natural ingredients, nothing artificial. There's no artificial sugars, sweeteners, chemicals, colorings. It gets its pink color from beetroot, which gives it this pretty pink color. Okay. So what does everybody think of their Slim? What are we thinking? You guys can unmute too, because this is meant to be like interactive. Okay. So you can talk, you can shout out, you can put some stuff over in the chat, some comments in the chats.
I love it. It tastes so good.
Which one do you do?
I did the microbiome activating. It's the one I usually do. And well, actually, I'm a real big fan of the cherry lime, but I went with my Exolis.
Okay.
I have mine on mute because my puppy, he's got an ear infection and he keeps like waking up yelping because he's hurting. But with the ice and stuff, we're not able to get to the vet. So
oh no.
he's not feeling good.
Oh, Brittany, I'll be praying for you guys. That's sad.
Yeah, hopefully
we'll
be
be some of the ProBio 5. Give your puppy some of the ProBio 5 in his.
Yeah, we've given Daisy some of that.
That'll help.
We got an invalid meeting ID here for a minute. Hey, would let me help my friend Melissa hop on here. Amy, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Amy Arbuckle. I am a gold ambassador with Plexus, which same thing, same meaning. They're different levels, but we just love it. So we share just because we care. I'm going to try and make my story short, but get the important bits in. I started drinking it when I was still nursing my last kid, who is about to turn 6 in a couple months. And basically then I was at my wit's end. Doctors didn't have answers for me. Tests for almost anything you can think of, all kinds of autoimmune, all kinds of thyroid issues. Everything was tested, nothing came back. So it was like, what's going on? And we just had a lot of confusion. And I know that that's a rare thing. A lot of people will have test results and have that come back. But for me, it was just a really confusing time that I was so sick, so bad that I literally wasn't functioning, and so intensely sick that my family and I were planning my funeral. And that's scary at any age, right? But I had just had a little baby, and that was my 4th. So my husband, basically, after seeing lots of doctors and lots of medications being thrown at me that didn't work, that just seemed to make it worse, my husband begged me to try this drink that my friend shared that she said was helping her with energy. At the very least, we wanted me to have a little bit of energy to be with the family. So I did, ordered it at the cheapest price that you could, which was wholesale. And I didn't think it would work. When I got it, the very first thing I was told to try was that pink drink. And a little quickly, every day before that, with my little baby that I had, he was 1 still at this point, I would fall asleep over him as I was nursing him. Like, it was uncontrollable. I would nurse him, I would make him in a safe place, but I would fall asleep basically with him and set an alarm, a loud one, so I could get my other kids from school. The first day that I drank this pink drink, I laid that child down in his crib for his nap. And I called my husband freaking out because I wasn't asleep. So we knew it was giving me energy, and we just kept up with it. Can everybody hear me okay? Because it's freezing a little bit. Yeah? Okay. All right. So long story short, I kept up with it. I added the other supplements that were in the combo that I got, which was the triplex at the time. And so many things started changing. I had suffered with migraines for over 13 years that no medication fixed or took care of, the kind that just left you in the dark for days, literally lights out, laying there in the dark. Those started going away. And I don't remember the last time I've had one since doing this, like in the last several months from beginning. Test levels started coming back for the doctors, blood work, everything started coming back. No questioning, no concerns, just things started getting better. I had nerve pain, extreme nerve pain, neuropathy is what it's called. And I couldn't do normal tasks like stirring and whipping things, but I can do that now. So that's a huge praise. Basically, it completely changed everything around for me. And I started slowly giving it to other members of my family. And it started slowly helping with so many other things. Now, to make a very long story short, in that process of being very unwell, I also had miscarried several times and was not able to, I was told I was not able to carry another child and that my body had just been through so much trauma that it wouldn't happen. Well, thanks to these amazing supplements, my body is so good and so healthy that we have, several months ago, found out we have a surprise baby. And I'm literally 8 months right now with surprise redemption baby. And my OB right now, when you go in, they say, are you on prenatals? And I told them I was taking these products. And her face lit up. She was completely thrilled. And she said, stay on them. Now, again, to fast forward, she has been doing blood work like you do when you're pregnant and all of that. Now, I used to always be anemic. I used to always run thyroid issues and so many that they would have to do more blood work. We had extra ultrasounds for the baby, which is not good. We had all the extra tests because of all the concern. I haven't had any concerns. She said my blood work is better than some of her 20-year-old patients with pregnancies. And yeah, it's amazing. And this was the beginning of all of it. I am not anemic. I don't have thyroid issues. We just had our final ultrasound, fingers crossed, yesterday for fetal development and everything. And the baby is healthy, 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 healthy. We got a complete release. And just, they just couldn't believe that I'm at the age I am. I'm 42 and having one of the healthiest pregnancies that they've seen, that I've had. I have not put on swelling or weight gain for my gestational test, by the way. I was doing a poke test. And one of the days I forgot to drink this drink and my levels were higher, still safe, still within good range, but they were higher. When you drink this drink will help your blood sugar levels, whether or not you're a diabetic. We all have it. And this does amazing things. So I highly recommend it. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. I always do a little dance when I drink it because I know good things are going in. And there's my very fast little story. Did I make it fast enough, Stephanie?
Yes, yes, yes. I got goosebumps. I started to cry. Woo! I'm so happy for you. Oh, so happy.
It's exciting.
Amazing.
Thanks for asking me to share.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Love hearing it. Okay, I think everybody's in that was trying to get in. Thank you, Amy, for starting that off. And so let me just back up just a little bit and explain about Slim. It was created originally by an endocrinologist for pre-diabetics to help balance and regulate their blood glucose levels. And that's how it got started. But in the process then of people having this drink every day, they started seeing that other things were happening, that people were losing weight, that people had energy, that their moods were improving. And so then they started doing a little bit more research to figure out how all these other things were being affected. And what they found was that when your blood sugar levels are balanced, when your insulin is in balance, then you're not having those dips and spikes in your blood sugar. You're not having those dips and spikes in your energy level and having crashes in the middle of the day and needing to take a nap. You're not having crashes in your blood sugar so that you're running for sugary sweets and carbs as a pick me up. So that's how you have this sustained energy throughout your day. And then because you're not reaching for and having those cravings for sugars and carbs, then people just naturally start to lose weight. It's a very gradual, it's a very natural thing. And then also, what they found on the mood side of things is that insulin is one of your main hormones, one of your main 6 hormones. And the hormones really work on the buddy system. And so once you get one of those in line and balanced, the rest of those fall in place as well. So then your hormones, especially for women, hormones were balancing out. And that's how people were seeing that their moods were improving so much. And so that's kind of why you kind of do a little happy dance when you have your pink drink, because it feels good. You feel good. You have that energy throughout the day. I don't get the shakes anymore. I don't crash anymore. I don't have to have a nap every day like I used to. That's what this little drink does. So that's kind of the sciencey, a little bit of the sciencey stuff behind it. I kind of geek out on some of that. I love learning about that. But that's just a little bit. And so let's hear from a couple other ladies. Kim was going to share with us tonight what her experience has been. So take it away, Kim.
First of all, congratulations, Amy. I think surprise babies are the best because I have one. So congratulations. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim Lewin. I've gotten to know Stephanie. She's been a blessing to me just through Facebook. This is the first time we've actually heard each other's voices. We've just messaged and talked and cried while messaging, sharing our stories. So it's a huge blessing for me to be here. I am 53 years old. I'm a child of God. I am a wife and a mom. And in my spare time, I do children, youth, and family ministry. So crazy, wild around here most of the time. At the age of 32, I was told that I would never conceive and have a child. We started down that whole adoption road. We were blessed when I was 36 to be able to adopt our son. Actually, as a newborn, we got to be at the birth, leave the hospital with him. Super awesome experience. His name is Samuel. At the age of 37, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor and had it removed. Keep in mind, I have he was about 16 months when I had it removed. Long road to recovery. Had to walk again. I needed help dressing, going to the bathroom, showering, the whole 9 yards. So I needed to be taken care of. Plus, I had this amazing little baby that we had prayed into being through the gift of adoption. And then when I was 38, I got sick, went through all kinds of tests, couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was 2.5 months pregnant. That's what was wrong with me. So not really anything wrong, nothing that wouldn't clear up in a few months. And that is our fiery red-headed spitfire of a daughter by the name of Alexandra. So by the time she was born, I was 39. I felt like I had been run over by a train. You know, within 18 months, had a brain tumor removed, and had a baby. My body was depleted. I was exhausted. At about 3 years after my surgery, went in for a visit with my neurologist and just explained the vertigo that I had, the imbalance, being tired all the time. I couldn't ride a bike unless it was hooked up to the cart that pulled my kids. I couldn't do any of the things I loved to do. Even going for a long, fast-paced walk, I would fall off the sidewalk. I was not myself, and I was constantly mourning the girl that I used to be. And when I shared this with him, he promptly told me that I should just be glad that I was on this side of the dirt. So then I thought that I was ungrateful, focused on being grateful, putting my best foot forward, figuring things out, taking babies up and down the stairs in the laundry basket on my hands and knees, dirty clothes, babies in the baskets, up and down the stairs, trying to figure out everything just to survive so I could continue to be a wife and a mom and live through this. So I struggled through that for 15 years. Probably about a year and a half ago, my friend Greta, who's on this call with us, tried introducing me to Plexus. I'm a slow learner, right, Greta? It took me a while to say yes. I started taking the Triplex combo back in August, and I've had phenomenal, life-changing experience by using it. My balance is improved. My vertigo is almost gone. 5 hours to drive to Greta's house in October, and it was the first time I spent 5 hours in the car and didn't have to lay on the floor when I arrived to where I was going. I don't have gallbladder issues anymore. I can walk and not fall off the sidewalk. My inflammation in my joints from being an athlete in my younger days is gone. The fluid in my head has gone down so much that there's a huge difference in just my appearance because of the lack of the fluid. My hormones have leveled off, struggled with that for years. Fertility treatments didn't help that. I've even cut my blood pressure medication in half. Not only has it helped me, but my husband, who has been addicted to Pepsi and Mountain Dew, no longer drinks it. My kids are using it. My daughter has celiac disease. She uses the kids' products. Huge difference. We can go places and the restaurants can touch her food, or she can have fries out of the fryer now that other things have been fried in, and she doesn't get sick. So even her celiac response has improved. So totally grateful for these products. They've been a huge blessing in our life. My favorite product right now is Ease. That has probably helped me with my joint and inflammation. I'm sure that's something you take, Stephanie, as well, for your arthritis, but just totally life altering, and so glad that I'm no longer surviving but thriving. So
Yes.
great. Much shorter than last time, Greta. I condensed it.
You nailed it, Kim. That's awesome. Your story just blows me away. And Kim and I connected. Kim, actually, Kim was the winner of our sisterhood challenge that we did December and January.
Yeah.
So anyway, I met her then,
Yeah.
and we connected because we've fostered and adopted. And so anyway, just started talking, but her story is amazing. Just amazing. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us tonight,
Thank you
Kim.
for
I
letting
really
me share.
you can just help so many people with what you've been through. I know what you've been through has been hard, but I know that it will help somebody else. And that's why we do this. That's why we all get together. That's why we all talk and share. It is incredible to me, just the bonds that we seem to form when we share our stories and when we can relate and when we hear other people talk about, you said something, Kim, about, I should have wrote it down.
Surviving and thriving.
Yeah, but long before that, it was about, you were just going through the motions,
Yes.
trying to survive and keep the kids alive and, feed them and the laundry and just how miserable that was.
Yeah.
And, I felt like that too when I got here. That's where I was. And I had gotten so far into that I thought that my kids would be better off without me.
Yeah.
And so, he just hearing you talk about that, it's just that thing about I'm not alone.
Right.
It's okay. And you have found a way out of that. And that's what I need to know. And then the next thing I need to know is how did you do it and how can I do it? Right. So that's just how this goes. Okay. Awesome. 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 All right. Does anybody have any questions so far? Stephanie was asking about, so Slim is the pink drink. We just call it the pink drink because it's pink. So you'll hear people saying, I think a lot of times we just say, oh, my pink drink, time for my pink drink, time for my pink drink. It's actually called Slim is the name of it, but it does so much more. It's not just about being slim, and it's not a specific weight loss drink. So you'll just hear people say pink drink a lot of times because it really does help with a lot of different things. Anybody else have any other questions?
I just want to make a comment. It should not be confused with Starbucks pink drink. As a person who works with youth, the kids all think that I've been drinking, including my kid, thinking that I'm drinking Starbucks. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because there's a pink drink by Starbucks. So you just don't want that to be confused because that's full of sugar and a whole lot of junk.
Yeah, it is full of sugar. All right.
And food coloring. There's no superfoods in it like ours.
Right, that's true.
All the red 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Miss Vanessa is ready. You look absolutely gorgeous tonight.
Well, thank you.
Can I just say this is one of my friends, Vanessa? I think this is the very first time she's ever shared her experience, that it hasn't been me or your cousin.
Yes. Yes. I'm 58 years old, and I've had issues with my health ever since I got married when I was 20. And of course, it's just magnified. I had my first baby at 21, second one at 23, and third one at 25. I'm pretty sure in my second and third ones, I had postpartum depression, but it was in the 80s, so it was not, readily recognized. I've struggled with depression most of my life. And as I got older, things just started magnifying. My father got sick with a cancer, astrocytoma. It's a brain tumor when I was in my early 30s. And I basically took on the load of my mom's family and my own. And I had 3 small girls in school, and I worked for the school at the same time and was trying to struggle helping my mother take care of my dad and take care of my own family. And, you just don't take care of yourself as a mom. Generally, you're the very last person on the stove, so to speak, to take care of yourself. So, I'm always putting the kids in front, mom in front, my dad, of course, who, he did die. He died within just a few months after we found out that he was sick. And the shock of that and everything kind of just piled up on me. And I didn't even recognize my dad's death for, I don't even know how many years. But all of that, it messes with your body, whether it's just mentally or physically, it messes with your body. And I had been a healthy person up until I got married. My mom was very much into vitamins. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Shaklee products, but they were very, very good. And I was always on, some multivitamin or something to help keep my gut clean. And after I got married, I couldn't afford it, of course. So anyway, long story short, I started having really bad issues. I had gallbladder problems, ended up having surgery and getting it removed. And then I had diarrhea, which Stephanie's great aunt is a nurse also. And she told me, hey, Vanessa, you're in that very few percentile that has the diarrhea after you have surgery and you will never get over it. So I thought my life was over because I couldn't leave the house without going to the bathroom about 5 times before noon. Plus I have fibromyalgia. I was not able, my husband and I own our own business and it's a physical business and I was not able to help him anymore. I was in bed 99% of the time. So I listened to Sandy and got a hold of Stephanie. And I thought, what have I got to lose? There's nothing else. Spend a few $100s for, a couple of months. I don't have anything to lose. So I got on it. I'm optimistic because I grew up with natural products. So I don't expect everything to work all at one time. I know that it's going to take time. And my body didn't get to where it was in a day or two or a month or 2 or 3 months or 6 months. It took time. And so that was the end of June. And here we are towards the end of February. And I didn't expect to lose weight. I didn't even care about that, but I've lost over 20 pounds. I was 178 pounds when I started this, and I'm 57 actually, but who's counting? And I don't even care. A few years ago, I thought I'm going to lose weight. And I lost weight. I was down between 140 and 145, and I'm wearing the same clothes that I did then. I saved my clothes and I'm wearing those now because I lost the inches. Mm-hmm. But your body, you've got to listen to your body. I've had a little situation with my blood pressure here lately. I had gotten completely off of my blood pressure medication, but I've got a lot of stress from personal family members going on that is very concerning to me. But you've got to listen to your body. My blood pressure went back up. I've never had it this high, but it was over 200 over 104 or 115 or something like that, wasn't it, Stephanie? Mm-hmm. And I went back and got on my blood pressure medication. I haven't even been on it a whole week, I don't think. Have I? I think just about a week, Saturday to Saturday. Yeah. And I'm already back down. My top numbers in the 130s and my bottom numbers in the 70s. So I just took my blood pressure medication again for just a few days and staying on my product. I got back down where I needed to be, but you've just got to listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you what you need. I didn't start out with everything. I just started out with the triad, the Holy Grail.
Triplex.
Yes. And I added to it as I started, as I saw changes and I read more about the product, I was able to add things and talk to Stephanie about what did she think about this and that and the other, because I didn't know. You've got to have somebody that has some sort of knowledge that you can lean on. And so here I am today, feeling good. I help my husband's brother and his wife move in December and January. That's part of my problem with my blood pressure, I think. But I was running circles around them because I could move. I wasn't able to get out of bed at this time of year. I couldn't do anything. But I was getting out of bed every day, 7 days a week, going up and helping them move and paint and do whatever they needed for their house to get ready to move into. And I've not been able to do that. I would say 12 years.
Vanessa, didn't you tell me that you were about to, or you were filling out disability paperwork
Yes.
right
Yes.
before you started Plexus?
Yes.
Yeah, I just found that out. That was amazing. Yeah.
So I've come a long way. I've got a long way to go. I mean, this world we live in is there's always something to come into your path, and you have to overcome. But I can't say I have felt this good in years, a decade or more, for sure.
Good.
So.
Good. Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank
You're welcome.
Just love you. Okay. So Stephanie's wanting to help her husband and her daughter with their bellies and their gut health. And so, all of this is a part. Slim is just one part of really, for most of us, we start out with a combo that's called Triplex. And it's our Slim Pink Drink, which is feeding the good prebiotics to your gut so that it can grow and flourish, balancing your blood sugars. It's helping to balance your hormones. And then there are two other products. They're capsules. One is called BioCleanse, and it is a magnesium-based supplement that oxygenates your blood. It goes all through your bloodstreams and helps to pull toxins out from throughout your body. And then the third thing is called ProBio 5, and that is the powerhouse probiotic that Plexus has. It is an antifungal. It also has digestive enzymes in there as well to break down the shell of the Candida yeast. And if you kind of geek out on stuff like this, or as you get into this, yeah, Amy, help me out. As you get into this, you'll learn more and more about this, but it's that Candida yeast that gets overgrown and just kind of takes off and wreaks havoc in your body. And then that's when all these symptoms start popping up for you. That's like, where did this come from? Why is this happening to me? And you go to the doctor and they run all the tests, but there's no answers. So if you're having issues like that, you most likely have a Candida yeast issue.
Can I just jump in real quick
Yes.
and make a
Yes.
point about that?
Yes.
My mom's a nurse practitioner, and so she always had me on the best probiotics because she had more of a holistic approach to things. When I was nursing our third child, I had mastitis, which if you were a mom and you breastfed, you know what that's clogged milk duct and it can turn into infection. And so I was put on antibiotics for that. I was taking probiotics, the best, but the thing that made them ineffective was that they did not have an enzyme in them like our ProBio 5 does. And even though I was taking those probiotics, bukus, like handfuls to make sure that they worked, 4 hours, like to the T after taking your antibiotics, because that's very important also, I followed everything to the line of what I was supposed to do. I still came down with C. diff. That means that my body went septic and I had a secondary infection. Well, even more so than a secondary infection, my whole body was infected in my bloodstream, in every part of my body. If I had been taking ProBio 5, I guarantee that would not have happened, because the difference was those enzymes that were not in the other probiotics kept it basically, I'm getting in a funny way. Those probiotics did not have the enzymes. And so in my stomach, the probiotic died before I even swallowed it. As soon as a probiotic hits your tongue, the warmth of your tongue, the strands will die because, well, that's one of the reasons you're told to keep it in the fridge, right? But another great thing about ProBio5 is that we have a freeze-dried technology, one of the only technologies to freeze dry it properly and keep the live strands alive with that enzyme. And so they are protected. They're like wrapped up with the enzyme, and they make it all the way down to your digestive system. They're protected from the stomach acid from eating them all up, and they actually make it to your gut, which is where you need it. So that's really, really, really important in a probiotic, which almost no other probiotics have. So very important.
Yeah. So many times people will say, well, I take a good probiotic, and I was just like you. I had been on all kinds of probiotics for years. I was taking the liquid ones that you get from the pharmacist that are, $65 a month. All of that. I never could feel a difference. And I do feel a difference with this, and this is half the price. So anyway, but that's for another day. I actually save money being on Plexus as to opposed all the medications and doctor visits and blood work that I had to have before with everything else. And I feel good. I didn't feel good then. So anyway, but that's that. But so that's the triplex, and that's kind of how it works together. That's kind of our base foundation for healing your gut and letting your body then to be able to get back into homeostasis and be able to heal itself from the inside out. And so you'll see that people have been on these products for a while and they continue to change. That's because it's working. It's working, but it works from the inside out. So it's going to work on the things that are most critical at that time. And that takes different lengths of time for different people. I tell everybody, give it 90 days and see. That's what Simone told me. That's what I went into this expecting. And I think probably by 4 to 6 weeks, I was starting to come off of medications and noticing some big changes within my health. So, but like other people have said, you definitely do need to listen to your body. You need to be able to communicate with your sponsor or with the person that introduced you to Plexus and who's kind of taking you in under their wing and helping you along. Because there are things that go on, but we can tweak and adjust the amounts, the times, all kinds of things like that. So, Sheila, yes, in about, it was like somewhere in between 4 to 6 weeks, Sheila, I came off my prescription Nexium. I had GERD so bad from years of prescription anti-inflammatories that had torn up my stomach lining and esophagus. It was about 4 to 6 weeks. I had to do the Slim MA at first because the citrus and the hunger control upset that. So I did this one first then and let the triplex work on my insides and heal that. And then I came off Nexium. That was amazing. That kind of caught my attention. And then in a week maybe or two, I started coming off of that daily anti-inflammatory that had caused all the problems. So, and then I think within 6 weeks after that, I was off of the heavy biologic RA meds. So it took about 3-4 months in all. But that's what I was expecting. And I expected that because any of the other medications that I had been on before, they always said you give it 90 days. So I knew, things take time, and that's the length of time that it was for me. And I know it has been for several other people too. So anyway, let's try to wrap this up a little bit. I try not to go too long on here. If you have questions, drop them in. Who's saying, oh, Brittany, migraines. This will take care of your migraines, girl. Yes, with her pink drink. Absolutely. If you suffer with migraines, there's lots of people that have seen breakthroughs for their migraines with this. Just all kinds of different things. And I just want to suggest we have a Facebook group that is called, it just very simply called the info page. If you're not on there, let us know. There's information on the info page about all of the Plexus supplements, but also there's all kinds of personal testimonies on there as well. Mine's on there. Amy's is on there. I'm looking around. Greta's on there too. Aren't you, Greta? Several of us. Brittany, I know, is on there. So you can look up and see our personal stories. You can message any of us, message the person that invited you here tonight. We do have some specials and sales running. I know we've got a couple promo codes going on right now. So if you are interested in giving this a try, Plexus does offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. So like a couple other ladies have said, you know, same thing with me. I had gotten to a place that was like, whatever, I'll try it because it can't get any worse, right? And what do you have to lose? Like, okay, you don't like it, so you quit. Big deal. Like that's the worst thing that could happen. And you'll get your money back if it's within 60 days. So try it risk-free for 60 days. I know you're going to love it. It has been life-changing for me. It's been life-changing for a lot of the women on here today. And I just love seeing all of you and hearing your stories. Thank you all so much for being on here. And let's just follow up with messages when we hang up here. And guys, let's do this again because I love seeing you and hearing from you. Thank you all for being on here tonight. Anybody have anything last minute?
I have a quick question, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vanessa, Kim, and Amy for sharing. I think it was Amy that said something about neuralgia. And I was wondering, that neuralgia improving, how long did that take and what products do you attribute that to?
It was actually called neuropathy is what the doctors told me. It was nerve damage. And we've all been told that nerve damage can't repair. It can't get repaired, right? Well, it does. I was on triplex for several months before I did anything else. And I started to slowly see just that little improvement, mainly in my wrists is where it was. It started out as prenatal carpal tunnel and then moved into a neuropathy, which was all over my body. Doctors tested me for fibromyalgia and all of that, which is along some of those lines. But I would say it was probably within the 4 to 6 month range that I started seeing improvements in that. Yeah. And I was still just on triplex. When I added ease and nerve to my regimen, just for like sharper pain that would come in, that was when it completely went away to where the numb tingling stopped coming up randomly. The nerve and ease really drops down on inflammation as well. And nerve helps with nerve flare-ups. So now I don't take those every single day. I just take nerve when I need it. For the pregnancy, I've been taking ease and it's kept my inflammation down regularly. But those are something that you can kind of play a little bit with. But I would say the triplex mainly started the ball rolling for that.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I just love seeing your smiling faces. Thank you all for taking your time and for being here. And thank you, ladies, for sharing some of your story with us all tonight, too. I just love that. It's my favorite part of Plexus. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Let's all stay warm, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, and love your guts. Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Stephanie.